I got into business because I got really tired of being a starving artist, and I moved to Vancouver in 2010 from a small town thinking that I'd realize my dreams of being a musician, and somehow that would equal me playing on stadiums. And it didn't really work out very well because I found out that Vancouver is a great place to be a starving artist. And so I just knew that there had to be a different way. And so I looked at, maybe being an entrepreneur and putting my music to the side for a season of my life, so that I could create the two things that I needed in order to really pursue my goals, which was more time and more financial freedom. So I ended up starting a personal training practice, 2011 here in Vancouver. And I had a lot of success with that, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It was really interesting. Nobody really taught me business. And so I learned a lot of things the hard way. But then I kind of found out that I was just a slave to my business. And so I got into the online and network and different marketing industries, and I had some home runs. I was able to, took a few years or a handful of years, but I was able to, not a few years actually, and I was able to start creating, a 5-figure month residual income for myself. And it was great because what that allowed me to do was have the freedom to explore, the freedom to not have to work. I was able to break free from even my personal training business. And, listen, that's the glass is half full or the glass is full story. Obviously, there was a lot of BS and a lot of drama and a lot of ups and a lot of downs and a lot of crazy times, a lot of interesting times, and a lot of amazing times that happened in that period. But at the end of the day, it started to work, and I ended up, creating more freedom in my lifestyle. And so how this race and how 7-Day Weekend Mentors came to be was I went to Cabo in November because I had a friend who lives out there. So I stayed at some really nice resorts because I wanted to just hang out, and I had my guitar. And, it had been like a long time since I'd worked, and, I'd been coaching people, I'd been helping people, but I had time and financial freedom. And I was sitting there, I'm playing guitar, and I was like on the beach, and I was like, wow, I think I made it. Like, is this it? Like, where else am I supposed to go? Maybe I got to get back into the music. And so I started really pursuing the music again. And I got lit up with this idea of, wow, I accomplished that goal. And now it's time for the real journey to begin of pursuing my real passion. And I also discovered that within that, I developed a passion for just helping people achieve more time and financial freedom, helping people get back to their passion. And so 7-Day Weekend Mentors was created to help people really unblock and deprogram all of the crap that's not working for them, and help them get out of their own way to get back to their passion by creating, income streams, businesses that are prosperous and successful, and multiple income streams as well, so that they've got a sure financial footing, so that money's no longer an issue, so that you can get back to being fully into your passion, whatever that might be. Maybe you're a musician, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a painter, maybe you are, maybe you like golf, maybe you like hockey, maybe you like sports or hiking, maybe whatever it is that you like to do. I'd love to be able to show you a path to be able to walk in your purpose and walk with your highest value systems and really make an impact in millions of people's lives in the process of doing that. So I'm going to pass this back to Aaron, and he is going to get you. Oh, by the way, the race to 100K. Sorry, I didn't finish that. The race to 100K is where we show people a program where we can help you identify everything that's not working for you and show you how to show up in your businesses so that you have the potential, the power, and the capacity to generate that kind of income. Obviously, the money is not the greatest of the riches. It's one of the least. The true riches that you're going to find in the journey is who you become in the process. And so with that being said, I'm going to pass this back to my business partner, my best friend, my good buddy, Aaron Ellis. And Aaron is one of my greatest inspirations and mentors. He started off when he was a teenager playing in concerts and stadiums and playing with big bands as a professional musician. He went from being a professional musician to expert business person to a multiple 7-figure earner, as well as a world-class investor, to getting back into what we're creating right now, and ultimately to being back into a musician. So Aaron, you can go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. Yeah, as Shane was saying, basically I started my life living my dreams. it hasn't been an easy road for me. Don't get me wrong. I've been to the top and I've been to the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. You know, my mom constantly tells me that my life is stranger than fiction and I need to write a book. Well, I've written some books, they'll be coming out, but I haven't written that book. Like, I guess that's a biography, an autobiography or whatnot. But as Shane says, basically our mission is to basically help people, to, basically unshackle them from all the condition constraints that society has put on them. Unknowingly, you don't realize it. Everybody had good intentions, but ultimately we have a lot of limitations in life. We have a lot of areas in our life that we don't even realize are limiting us. I actually broke through a couple limitations, ceilings, clear glass ceilings that I'd created for myself in my life that were actually very empowering and enabled me to achieve things and do things that many people had never, have never imagined doing. For instance, like traveling the world and going to Hawaii 13 times in a year and stuff like that. I had these two patterns. One was that I can, whenever my mentors who were way wealthier than I were trying to talk me into investing or saving money or being more frugal or whatever the words they use were, I would say, you know what, I can always make more money. And guess what, guys? I always did. And I would say I would rather have experience than money in the bank. And guess what? I lived that. And I lived some experiences that the majority of the world never even touches, never even gets to grasp, right? And so I didn't see that as a limitation, but it was. I had outgrown that. So a lot of times when we talk about the shackles and the conditioned patterns and the limitations and things that hold you back, you'll be surprised. Some of them are very empowering things. You've just outgrown them and it's time to let them go. And it's time to move beyond them. They could have been empowering for a long time. That's why one of the things we do with people is we help you realize that there's no good, bad, right, or wrong here. Whatever you've been doing is just simply that. It's an energy pattern that's been flowing in a certain direction and it's no longer going the way you want it to go. Yet for a season, for a time in your life, it served you. And with gratitude, you release it. You're thankful for how it served you. Yet it might be time to let go. Now, of course, there's going to be those things with people that are not necessarily the healthiest things in the world. But like the examples I gave you, they could be very empowering things that have flipped to the other side of the coin and turned into disempowering. All right. So ultimately, like Shane said, you could have a plethora of talents and gifts that you want. And as well as I know for myself and Shane and a lot of people we're working with, they want to give back to the world. They want to create programs for foster children. They want to go, build homes in third world countries, all that kind of stuff, guys. And ultimately that takes time and it takes resources. And those are the utility. Money is a utility. It's never a reason why. Excuse me. It's simply a result of how you show up and flow through life. So let's dive into that tonight, and we'll just offer another little bit of insight tonight for all you guys. Okay, so we got a puzzle here. There is a missing piece of the puzzle. What is the main puzzle piece that is 100% necessary for success? Now, guys, I'm talking about success in anywhere in life: relationships, health and fitness, achieving time freedom, your finances, whatever it may be. We're gonna put this towards business tonight in these questions. But I want you guys to think about what you think that piece of the puzzle is. I'm going to give you some examples over here that I hear and Shane hears every day, and then we'll come back to this later because I want to hear your ideas too. So basically, is it finding the right company, finding the right product, finding the right system? That sounds awesome. Finding the right training program. We all need to learn. Finding the right mentor. It would be great to have someone who has integrity, who has gone the way. Shane and I say a leader knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. So mentorship is obviously important. Finding the winning team. Guys, being on the winning team is a great thing to have. And I'm going to just plant a seed in my partner Shane's here to bring up later on about winning teams and losing teams, because he's got a great talk on this that I'm going to have him bring up later on. And then finding a guide who will help you. It's kind of like a mentor, but sometimes it's just the guidance and leadership. Ideal circumstances. Every day I hear people say, well, oh man, I'd love to do the race, but it's just not the right time in my life, or I have this going on, or if this would have been a year ago or a month ago, or if it would be a month from now, so ideal circumstances. Is that the piece of the puzzle? What piece of the puzzle have you been missing? Now, guys, as we go here, I would love it if you would chat in the chat. Go ahead and type in what you think is the missing piece of the puzzle, and we'll come back to this in a couple slides. All right. Hey, you know what, Shane? Why don't you go ahead and share on the winning team thing, because I love that.
Oh yeah, the little saying I've got there. Okay, so this is great. Listen, and don't take what I'm saying out of context. All right. So, in life, you have winners and then you have losers. All right. Now it's always choice. But you can put a loser in a winning situation, and what's going to happen is they're going to lose because they're going to find every reason why it's not going to be successful. And they're going to allow their mental programs and narratives of why they're either not worthy or why they're not good enough, which they're not voicing to themselves, which actually reflects on why they get to justify why everything isn't very good or why something's a scam or why everything can be, shady, or they try to look for the dark side of things. And ultimately it collapses on them. So you can put a loser, even in a winning situation, they're still going to lose. If you put a winner in a losing situation, no matter what, they're going to win because they're going to come up with and see all of the reasons how everything is working for them. Everything is working for you when you understand that it is. But here's the thing. If you put a winner in a winning situation, then we call that a home run, baby. And that is what we do. We make sure that we help people find a winning situation and ultimately show up in those situations as winners.
Awesome. Perfect. We'll come back to that in a little bit, guys. All right. So let's talk about some truths. Basically, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. A lot of times we look at life in a way that is backwards, that is actually not serving us, that actually when we zoom out from it, we start to look at when we grow through these thought patterns, we look back and go, how did I ever look at life that way? Okay. Here's a common one. Most people live by seeing is believing. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. We talk to them. They come talk to us, say, oh, I want to see results. What results have you had? I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see blah, blah, blah. I want testimonials. I want all that stuff. And all that stuff is great, guys. But ultimately, when you're coming at anyone feeling that you need that, it's never going to satisfy you. That's just an avoidance technique that people use that allows them to not look at themselves. Okay. So ultimately, in reality, the truth is believing is seeing, and you will see it when you believe it. One of my mentors, Wayne Dyer, that's his quote there. You'll see it when you believe it. Literally, guys, that's how life works. It's not the other way around. I have even met people where they're at who believe that they have that whole I'll believe it when I see it mentality. And they say, if I could just see this, then I would believe you and I would do it. And I show it to them and they say, okay, I'm going to take action. And then they don't. And then I ask them why. I'm like, oh, well, it's just not the right circumstances for me right now. I need to get this in order. I need to do this. I need to do a little more research, guys. That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't matter. It's just an excuse. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now, if you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. This is what Shane was talking about, putting a winner in a losing situation. Okay. They'll find their way. They'll find it, period. They're looking for it. They're constantly approaching life as where is the solution? They're not looking for where is the problem. They're saying, what are my reasons why? Not what are my reasons why not? Okay. The choice is always yours. How you navigate life. This is the truth. The truth doesn't need any defending. It doesn't need anybody to back it up. It's just the truth. It's going to stay the truth. And I guarantee there's been times in your life where you thought something was true and real, and then you grew through it and you're like, wow, how did I ever think that? Right? So you choose how your life unfolds. Okay. This is tough for people to swallow. Okay. The fact of the matter is you create and are responsible for every circumstance in your life. This usually triggers people. They go off in their story, right? They go off in their subjective reality, the story they tell about reality, rather than staying in reality where the solution is, okay? So this might have triggered you. Let me give you a couple examples, guys, on how I approach life, okay? A month and a half or so ago, I woke up on a Monday to an extortion attempt, a threat on my family's life, a threat on my daughter's life, a kidnapping threat, a cloned phone, a compromised computer, a completely hacked this and that and everything else, right? What was my first thought, you think? Do you think it was, oh my God, how did this happen to me? This is unfair. No, it was, where am I not yet free? Bring it on. Where am I responsible? How did I create this? How did I draw this into my life? And what is the lesson here that I can learn and embrace and thus take forward to the world in service? That is honestly how I approached it. You can ask anybody who walked with me and watched me walk through that week of my life, okay? I just spent a week in the hospital, okay? Most people say, oh my God, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not sorry, guys. It wasn't a week lost. It was a week gained, an insight into myself, in a deeper rooted sense of freedom in myself and expansion into my outer world, and queuing me up to serve even better than I was. Okay. Personal responsibility. You are personally responsible for co-creating every single moment, aspect, facet circumstance in your life. You are never a victim, no matter what. Now, I remember when one just came to my mind. When I first started studying health and nutrition about 20 years ago, the statistic on how many diseases were actually preventable and lifestyle diseases was like next to zero. Now it's pushing 90%. Okay, 90% of diseases are now being called by science and doctors in the medical world lifestyle diseases and preventable diseases. Okay, tops of the list are cancer, heart disease. Now, I know that's tough. My mother has had cancer. Do you think if I said, Mom, you created that when she had it? That wasn't how I would approach my mom. I was compassionate, but she understands that now. Okay? So guys, there is nothing in your life that you are a victim to that is unfair or that is wrong or shouldn't be. And if you think that way, you're going to stay stuck and create more things that are unfair, wrong, and shouldn't be. Okay? So will you choose to continue to create your life by default unconsciously, meaning as it's been going like a leaf in the wind? Or will you start mindfully creating your life from today forward? Okay, believe it can be done. When you believe something can be done, really believe, your mind will find ways to do it. Believing a solution paves the way to the solution. Guys, this is key. Shane was talking about this again with the losers or a winner in a losing situation. So the choice is always yours. I'm going to pass this back to Shane right now to chime in on this because we both love talking about this.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I had a hard time unmuting myself. Okay, so listen, guys, when it comes to this statement, I want you guys to just take a look that you are always creating your life. You've created every single thing that's ever happened in your life. And you know, there's very few victims in life. Sometimes tragedies happen and sometimes things happen. But for like most of the stuff that's going on in our lives, it's because we've created it. We're always mindfully creating. You're mindfully not washing the dishes, or you're mindfully, like, you know that you left it there, so it was on your mind, and then you walk past the dishes, it's still there, and then you have you have a protein shake, you put the blender thing down, and then you don't get around to it, or you mindfully, you know, every time you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I should work out, I should go to the gym, I should do something for my health. You're always mindfully creating. Okay, it's just intentionally mindfully creating is what you want to learn how to do. You know, to get your intended result, to be able to move forward, to get what you actually want, to learn how to focus the power of your mind, to learn how to clean things up, to learn how to do things as you need to do them, to learn how to plug the hole in the boat. Okay, because a lot of times things are happening in our lives that are, you know, taking control, or we're so oblivious, you know, we're driving the ship of our life down the water, and there's all sorts of things that have been happening, you know, and we need to be mindful in how we do things by understanding from a higher level, what our highest value systems are, what our highest level of priorities are, and make sure that everything that we do in our life and how we show up in everything is congruent with that. And when you come from that space of coming from your highest principles and being present in everything that you do, you will intentionally and mindfully be creating things that will naturally get you what you want. Things don't have to be hard. When you're coming and operating out of your highest value systems, okay, everything is pretty much automatic. Like all the right energy, all the right people, all the right situations, all the right businesses and opportunities and relationships and associations literally just start to show up because you're clear on who you are, and how you're showing up is clear for everyone as well.
You know, the one example that just popped in my head as we were talking about this, and because I know I trigger a lot of people when I say that we co-create all of our circumstances and we're not victims and whatnot. And ultimately, things do happen in life that seemingly at the time don't seem right, don't seem fair, seem like we're a victim, right? Yet ultimately, when you open up to the fact that everything is synchronistic and helping you grow and reaching you higher, you start to see stuff faster. It doesn't have to be hindsight is 2020. Now, an example popped into my head when Shane was talking of my grandmother. She's no longer with us. She made it till 94, but several years ago, my dad, she had been getting in car accidents, and my dad, all he wanted to do was have her stop driving, but she loved her independence, right? And he's like asking me, everybody, the entire church, to pray for my grandma to stop driving because he's afraid that she's going to, get in a fatal car accident. So one day he calls me up in tears and he's like, son, I need to tell you something. I said, what? He's like, your grandmother's in critical condition. I said, okay. And he's like, she had a car wreck. And he said a few other things. And he said, then when he paused, I said, Dad, this is amazing. And he got mad at me. What are you talking about? This is amazing. I mean, it's beautiful. This is awesome. He wouldn't let me explain what I saw. He just said, this is why I can't believe you're being disrespectful. How could you say this is amazing? This is unfair. This isn't right. I left it at that. 3 days later, when my grandmother was out of critical condition and conscious again, she said that one of the first things she said to my dad was, I don't think I want to drive anymore. I don't want a new car. You guys see what happened there? I saw that. My dad didn't. He called me back up and said, I understood why you said this was beautiful now and why you're always saying there's beauty in the pain. And when we're open to it, we can see it right then and there in the moment. Doesn't mean that things aren't painful, guys. It means that things are happening for a reason, synchronistically. Okay. My grandmother, that's what life had to do, or God had to do for her to, that's how God answered my dad's prayer, you could say, literally. I mean, I hope you guys can see that. It was a very, very powerful example and a great, great breakthrough for my father and I in our relationship too. So moving right along. So what piece of the puzzle is missing? I have a few people saying finding the right mentor, finding my passion. Like Shane and I, had talked about earlier, a lot of people talk about, if I can find the perfect company, the perfect product, the perfect system, the perfect training, the perfect mentor, be on the winning team, ideal circumstances. See, typically people go through life like this. They're flowing from the outside in a reactive way, meaning they've learned to categorize everything as good and bad, right and wrong. I like this, I don't like this. I want this, I don't want that. With that, they go into their head because they believe that knowledge is power, when actually it's the application of knowledge with wisdom is power. They believe that knowledge is power, and they think, okay, if I can figure out the perfect the perfect system, the perfect job, find the perfect mate, whatever you want to call it, I will no longer have what I don't like and what is wrong and what is bad, and I will finally have what I do like and what is right and what is good. And then they set forth again from in that kind of flow, and then they hit another wall, right? They hit another wall and another wall, and then they blame the relationship, they blame the job, they blame the person, the circumstance, the program, the whatever it is, the weather, the car, it doesn't matter. The other driver, they blame everything, okay? Ultimately, the fact is this: there's only one piece that makes or breaks your success. You can have the perfect company, the perfect system, the perfect product, perfect training program, flawlessly made over hundreds of years of testing, right? Be on the winning team. All your ideal circumstances, the stars could align, right? Yet the one piece of the puzzle that literally determines your success, level of success, is you, period. You have to continually show up and flow through whatever it is you're doing in an open and new way. You have to continue to be eager to grow and expand if you want to change your world, okay? Period. I wake up every morning and say, where am I not yet free? Bring it on. And I look for it and I run at it. Okay. Now, most people say, they don't even think of that word, where am I not yet free? They're like, what do I not like and is bad and wrong? I'm going to run that way. And they want to avoid it. But ultimately, guys, it's you. It's you. It's that simple. I'm going to pass this back to Shane before we move off this slide.
Here I am. Can you hear me? There I am. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. That's weird that I keep getting muted for so long. So to kind of pick up where Aaron's talking about, guys, I have been doing online and even network marketing for a long time, and I've run business for a while. And one thing I've learned going through and helping thousands and thousands of people is people, when they get into business, they're trying to solve a problem. Okay. At the end of the day, they just want to be able to break free. They're sick and tired of the job, and they get on board with a business, and maybe it doesn't work out for them. And they're trying to talk to their friends and they don't get very much support. They talk to people and prospects and they get a lot of no's, and it can be very discouraging. And, it seems like they just beat their heads on a wall for the longest time, and then they get maybe desperate, or they get bitter or resentful. And that happens a lot. People say, I don't like business, or, oh, sometimes they'll go and, sort of revert into saying, well, I don't like those network marketing schemes, or it's a pyramid, or whatever it is, like these opinions. Okay. And I want to talk about this. Like, this is what we create for ourselves. This is called a subjective reality. Means when you do life, okay, and you have experiences, those experiences pile up on you. And if you are coming from a place of reactiveness, then it's very simple and easy to create a wall or a barrier for yourself. And you filter everything that's past this wall through this, because this wall is what you've created. And let me explain what I mean. Okay. So you get on board with the business and it doesn't really work out for you. And let's get serious. It's 100% your responsibility. It's your fault why your last business didn't work out. It's your fault. You know what I mean? It's your responsibility. You didn't plug in, you didn't coachable, or you didn't listen to the right mentors, or you didn't get enough counsel, or you didn't do the right action. It's 100% your fault. Okay. But we like to blame other people because, it's easy to justify why something didn't work out because of everything external rather than that which is internal. And so we create this experience because our experience, or your experience of the last business you did, or this network marketing, or this online marketing thing, or this team, or this community, or this it didn't work out. And rather than being accountable and looking within and saying, well, who was the I, who was the you that showed up in that? What part of you was dominant inside of that business? Why didn't you succeed? You create this story where it's easy to justify, well, that company sucks. This compensation plan wasn't good enough. Those people, that team, that mentor, this thing, it happened, it wasn't good enough. And what you're doing is you're actually creating this imaginary wall for yourself that limits your possibilities, and it crushes your freedoms, because you're telling yourself, I'm getting so much sun glare here. I guess the message, look at how the sun just came in as I was telling this. This message is so important. I hope you're paying attention. I'm just going to leave that there. It looks cool. So this is what's going on, is we're creating this reality. We're creating this, this reason why something's not going to work. And so when you're shown another opportunity or something else, you're basing your potential or your future or the freedom or the relationships or the joy and the purpose and the fulfillment that you could experience by following that and having success at that. You're basing your potential, and you're basing your view of the outcome based off of your past experiences that didn't work out for you. And so we're like, no, I don't like it. No, I don't resonate with that. No. But what you're really doing is you're just copping out. You're deflecting. You're saying, well, yeah, but no, because you don't want to face yourself. This is what people do. They don't want to face themselves. They don't want to look at the fact that maybe it was them. It was their story. It was the mental narratives that they were telling themselves as to why that won't work. And so they eliminate all of the possibilities. But if you understand that that is your experience of this, you've created that story based off of your experience. Maybe that experience wasn't so good. That doesn't mean the next business, next thing will have the same experience. But it will if you don't change the story that you're telling yourself about this experience and how it's going to be. And then we prejudge and eliminate so many options from our lives because we don't realize how we're filtering things. We're filtering everything subjectively. We're creating stories. We are meaning-making machines, and we're making meanings out of everything. And we're making weird stories and narratives around every experience that we have that allow us to sort of forecast what the potential of our future could be like. And that's all rubbish, all of it. All you need to focus on is how you're showing up in things. And when you change that, and it doesn't matter what the product or business or service or opportunity is. What matters is how you're showing up and how you're flowing through it, as Aaron says. And I love how Aaron says that. He says it so good. I think people just need to understand and repeat that. And when you understand that how you're showing up because you are putting yourself out there, what you're doing is you learn how to operate in full congruency from your highest value systems in love, in peace, and understanding, and empathy, and consideration, and you know how to do the right activity and the right things, you will be much less confused. You will be far more clear and focused. In fact, you won't be confused at all. You will be focused, you will be confident, you will be clear, you will be concise, and the power of your language, or pardon me, let me repeat this, the level of your confidence will come through in the power of your language. When you're confident about something, people can tell. When you're not confident about something, or if you're not sure about what you're about to say or the things that you're doing, if you're not morally in agreement with what it is that you're doing, the business, the product, or the service or opportunity, usually, by the way, just a small caveat, usually that moral disalignment is caused by a deflective mental narrative around why it's not working for you. And you'll look at different things like, well, it's expensive. Or, well, I wouldn't pay that much money. Or you try to find everything why the product, service, or opportunity might not be awesome, right? Because it's an easy cop-out. But if you understand that it's how you're showing up in your business and you're morally and everything aligned, everything moves. It's so much easier. I see people struggling to get 1 or 2 people to join their business. And I always tell people it's like this, okay? There's a lot of great products. There's a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great services out there that you can get on board with. And you invest a little short season of your life and you hit a home run, and all of a sudden you're in the land of financial freedom where you can finally get back to pursuing your goals and dreams. But here's the thing. All of those businesses are like a nice dish. This is my new little, I got to deal with the sun. Hang on a second. So I got to deal with an issue as it's happening. If I wipe this camera, it is what it is. You know, all of those businesses are great. There's so many good ones out there, okay? You want to find one, obviously, that you're lit up and you're passionate about. But here's the thing. People think that their personal life and their business life are separate. That's the problem. It's not. You are not 2 different people. In fact, when you think that you're 2 different people, I believe that is called, it's not multiple personality disorder. Okay. So you don't have multiple personality disorder. And if you do, then I'm sorry, didn't mean to knock you. Okay. But here's the thing. If you are doing a business and you're showing up in that business and you've got stuff going on in your personal life and you don't know how to deal with stuff, if there's unforgiveness, if there's, contention, strife, anger, you're arguing with a spouse or something's going on, you have some crap going on in your finances and you're struggling, you don't know how to deal with it, and all this stuff is happening in your life personally and you're not equipped to deal with that and you're not showing up in that, and it's making you more reactive, then that shows up in your business. Does this make sense? And then you're trying to do your business and your business doesn't work. Well, yeah, because everyone already has enough of their own crap going on in their life. And here you are, you've got maybe this great product, service, or opportunity, and you're showing this dish to people. But here's the problem. You're showing them this nice, beautiful dish. It's got sashimi, it's got salad, it's got some asparagus, it's got some nice, beautiful vegetables. And then you take your life's crap and you throw it on the plate. And then you're like, hey, why don't you guys want this food? Why don't you want this dish? Why don't you want to join my business? It's not. And then you get back and then you go and recoil and you get all bitter about how your business isn't working because you're throwing your crap on all your business. And then you think that it's not you. It's 100% you. It's definitely your fault. It's 100% your responsibility. But what we help you understand is that it is your responsibility. And when you take full responsibility for your life, total accountability, and learn how to become fully authentic and transparent and honest in everything that you're doing, guess what happens? The crap gets off the plate. You start offering people a great dish of food. In other words, a business or an opportunity, a product, a service, whatever it is that you're trying to sell. It shows up better. Okay, so basically what we do here is we show you how to deprogram and get all that crap off the plate, give you the tools and the proper narratives to deal with life as it's coming. And along with that, the team, the community, and the coaching, the accountability, it's just world class. We're watching people have such breakthroughs in our community that it's just a tear-jerking moment. I mean, the fact that we've got the people that we've got on board right now and the people who are showing up inside of this. I want you to understand something. The missing piece is you. You need to show up inside your business, product, service, or opportunity. Whatever it is, it's you. But it's how you're showing up and how you're flowing through it. So that was a big rant, Aaron. You can go ahead and take over now.
Wow. I love that. I'm like, man, it was so fluid and lucid. It's like there's no pause in this one. This is perfect. And the truth of the matter is everything Shane just talked about and that we've been talking about on every one of these webinars and every webinar to come applies to every single facet of your life, not just business. It's you in your relationships too. It's you flowing through your health and fitness, everything, guys. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to type in the chat what you think is what are some obstacles that have come between you and your success? Any obstacles you guys can think of? I want to see those typed in the chat real quick. Come on, I know you guys got them in your head on what you think is the obstacle that is, is it time? Is it circumstances? Is it money? What is it? Me. Oh, there we go. Cool. That's an ownership right there. What else, guys? What are some obstacles that people face when they're trying to succeed in business or in health or whatever it is? Money, okay. Time and discipline, cool, good. Fear of what others think of me, that's awesome, good. Okay, let's talk about this now. These are great examples, guys. Money, time and kids, discipline, fear of what people think of me. Okay, so here's the truth. Okay, here's whether you are in business, relationships, finances, time freedom, health and fitness, every single place in your life, you are the only obstacle that you ever encounter. You, period. Okay? Your relationship with yourself reflects in every relationship in your life. So let's talk about the ones that were just discussed right here. We hear, I just don't have the discipline, right? Guess what? You have such a high level of discipline that you have gotten up every day and gone typically to a job or in a relationship or into something that you do not like, and you've disciplined yourself to do it to the point that you've created a level of mastery where it becomes second nature. You can just do it on autopilot. And with that, there's a peace and ease where in the beginning you used to struggle and it used to suck, but then you put that discipline in and you became complacent, and now you're doing it like it's second nature and you can't seem to stop. That's called self-discipline right there. You guys are masters of self-discipline. Let's talk about money here, okay? Everybody's heard about the term abundance and the term scarcity. Well, guess what? The term scarcity is just a way to define fear, okay? The fact of the matter is there's no such thing as scarcity. Scarcity is just a label we give to the abundance in our life that we don't like. So let me put it this way. I talk to people all the time. They have an abundance of complaints about money. They have abundance of reasons why they don't have enough money. They have abundance of fears around money. They have abundance of bills that they need to pay. They have an abundance of debt. Guess what, guys? That's abundance right there. You have abundance in your finances. It's just flowing in the direction you don't want to go, and it takes you looking at yourself to be able to shift that. You already have all that power. It is right here, right now. You may have heard that before when people say everything you need is right here and right now. That's because it's you. You have that self-discipline. You have the time. You have the freedom. You have the peace and ease. You have the financial abundance. You have it all. You just need to shift it to flow towards what you want rather than towards what you don't want. It's that simple. People are like, well, when I get, I want time freedom. I want financial freedom. Guess what? In order to change, listen closely, change and expand your current financial freedom, you need to become free in your finances now. In order to expand your time freedom, you need to come free with your time right now. That means mindful, aware, present, okay? Looking at everywhere that you show up. Okay, time freedom. I have people tell me all the time, like, I just want time freedom. I'm like, well, what do you do when you get home? I come home and eat a big dinner, have a couple beers, and watch 3 hours of Netflix. Well, so you're avoiding yourself and all your pain. Like, no, I just need to decompress because my day was hard. I don't like my job and this and that and this. So I watch the shows, I drink my wine, I do this because I need to decompress. Because you need to avoid, okay? Guys, I know this is a kind of a punch in the face, right? Marianne says discouragement. Guys, discouragement is nothing more than a story that you tell, okay? It is a judgment that you place on life. There is you and there is your thoughts, okay? There is you and there's your car. You don't think your car is you. There is you and there's your computer. You don't think you are your computer. Yet when we say your thoughts, you mistaken yourself to be your thoughts, your opinions, your perspectives, your truth, how you judge things. And ultimately, the solution in life, the peace, ease, and freedom is right here in objective reality prior to subjective reality, your story. Discouragement is a judgment, period. It's a judgment. A judgment is rooted in what's called comparison. We are taught this and conditioned to compare things. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. I like this better than that. We are never present, guys. Come to the present moment, which is where objective reality is, and that's where you're going to find your solutions. Right? It's as simple as this. I lost my job. Okay. I need to get a new job. Okay. I'm going to create a resume. Okay. I'm going to send the resume out. Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay. Right? Usually what happens is I lost my job. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't have any money. I got to pay my bills. Oh my God, my car payment. Well, how am I going to feed? How am I going to do this? How am I going to, you know, and you get on this subjective reality that there is absolutely no solution. We have issues in life in objective reality. In the true reality, we have problems in subjective reality, and every single problem is brought on by our story. Okay? This is a picture of somebody looking in the mirror, all different faces, right? We wear 1,000 faces. Tell me, which one is you? Guys, you got to meet all those faces. That's what shows up as obstacles in your life, okay? David, fear to get out of your comfort zone. Wait, the slide's coming, buddy. All right, so mentoring. Okay, Shane and I created 7-Day Weekend Mentors as a mission, as a not even as a company, but more as a movement. You know, we want to literally, one of my goals, one of Shane's goals is to touch every single person's soul on this planet. People are like, well, that's impossible. I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to wake up every morning and do it. I'm still going to wake up every morning and put in everything, my whole self into doing that. Okay. Now we have developed the training. It's not just us. We have a panel of experts that is working with everybody who are high level experts in the industry. Okay. We give you mindful, inspirational motivation, meaning not reactive motivation like you're used to, where, oh, I don't like that. I like that. I'm motivated. Ooh, that's bad. That's good. I'm motivated. Not that, guys. Responsive inspiration. Okay. We have the success. This is about giving back. Okay. We give you the direction, the coaching, the support. We help you set the goals, all that stuff, guys. It's literally tailored to you. Now, in order to succeed in this program, yes, we have developed a blueprint. Okay. For anybody to achieve that $100,000 in 100 days, everybody must meet every point on this blueprint. Okay. But listen closely. The roadmap is individualized and worked through in your pre-work. Okay. We deep dive into you, right? People are like, well, what am I going to be selling? What am I going to be doing? I'm not a salesperson. Well, funny thing is, I just said I'm not a salesperson. And guess what? You've been selling people on that for years, and you have a whole team of people who say they're not salespeople. Let's just shift the flow, guys. So anyway, people are like, what are you going to be doing? Well, we're going to figure that out with you. We're going to align you with something that you are passionate about. Maybe you already have a business. We have people coming to us every day now that already have businesses, and they say, will you help me with my business to make $100,000 in 100 days? Absolutely. Guys, we're not keeping score here. We're not checking the boxes. Well, if I'm going to put time into him, and because I'm still stuck in the trading time for dollars, if I'm going to give time to this person, how many dollars am I going to get? No, guys, it's in the giving and receive. It always balances out. That's one of the shifts we're going to work through with you guys. Okay. Okay. So basically, we build your businesses with you. We do it with you. That's the only way this works. Okay. Literally, just like in my gyms programs where somebody comes in and they've never done any kind of cross training or kickboxing before, they're flailing their arms like this. They say they have bad knees. They say this and this. Everything is adjusted to help that person be met where they're at, help them meet themselves where they're at, and help them progress and level up and succeed. Period. That's what the blueprints, or that's what the roadmap is about, guys. Okay. Massive accountability and structure. We guide you every step of the way. You must trust the process. And I'm going to pass this back to Mr. Shane Carling to talk about, give you a little more insight on what this actually looks like.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Aaron. And just been rocking it. Okay, guys. So just to get super clear on a few things with you, we have a program. This program will help you grow your business. This program will help you grow your person first. Okay. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we teach you how to get out of your way and get more connected from head to heart, which is ultimately the longest journey of people's lives. And a mentor's job is to show you that which you cannot see. Okay. We help you become aware of things that you might not be aware of. We help you see the forest through the tree. Most people get stuck like this and they're trying to find a way around the tree. We simply help you go and see what the bigger picture is. And by doing that and holding you super highly accountable, again, this is, if you decide to do this, I just want you to understand that we take this very seriously. We do not mess around. We're basically going to know the last time you picked your nose. Like literally, we're going to be massive accountability. Okay. You're going to be open with us. You're going to be honest with us. We ask that you bring 100% to the table because we do. All right. And we will help you learn how to track everything. We have to disrupt your life. We literally have to rattle you. Okay, that's the only way we can get you to alter the trajectory of your life or change the situation that has been repeating over and 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 over in people's lives. Okay, so if you are looking for change, we will show you how to change. We will be gentle and loving, but at the same time, good cop, bad cop. Like it is what it is. We will hold you accountable at levels you might not have been accountable before. For a season of your life, we have to. You got to understand that. Okay, so consider us like the icebreaker in your life. We're going to show you how to get into new waters of freedom. But in order to get there, it's a journey. You're not going to be the same person in 100 days at all. And if you are, then you're so freaking awesome right now. And that's great. But right now, you're even as awesome as you really are right now. We're going to get all of the stuff in your life out that's not so awesome and help you learn how to process not so awesome stuff in an awesome way. Okay, so I want you to understand that, guys, that there's a lot of support here. We have an incredible community. We have coaching, we have webinars, we have private stuff that we do with the people inside of our community. If you already have a business, sweet. We'll show you how to level it up. We'll get involved with it in some way to help you make sure you're maxing it out. If you don't have a business, don't worry. We'll help you find one that you're going to be absolutely in love with. It's a lot of work. We intend to scare away most people who are not serious, okay? So we put some tasks up in front of you. We don't make it super easy to jump in and do this because we got to know that you really, truly want it, okay? And again, at the end of the day, you're going to learn how to level up in a massive way. And when you show up with all of your power and all of your confidence and all of the glory and all of the amazing potential that is you in everything that you're doing, then the sky truly is the limit, guys. And you're going to go from someone who's unconsciously and subconsciously been pushing people and prospects and business and money away to someone who becomes an attraction magnet where people will literally be jumping in the boat wanting to work with you because they see how you are showing up. So with that, I will pass this back to Aaron to finish off on the next part on how you guys are going to be able to get on board with us.
Awesome. All right. So somebody brought this up about getting out of their comfort zone. Okay. Now, the fact of the matter is that's the main problem, guys. People get comfortable in their narratives, in their stories, in the ways that they comfort themselves, in the ways that they avoid themselves. Okay. So I want you guys to open up right now and realize that there's no true excuse for anybody. There really is not. Anything can be shifted. It really can. Okay. And you can, oh, I don't have the time. Well, you don't even know. We haven't even talked to you about how much time you need. Okay. Some people are like, oh, I don't have money to advertise. Well, cool. I haven't spent a penny on advertising in the last couple of years, whether it was in my online businesses or my brick and mortar businesses. And in my brick and mortar, in my gyms, I was turning away at least 100 people every 6-week challenge. At least 100 people were waitlisted, okay? I have like 40-something messages in my messenger because I tried to get through them today, but I didn't get all the way through them of people wanting to work with us, okay? And I haven't advertised, okay? Okay, listen, no matter what it is, guys, we can zoom you out from that tree. Listen to those stories you tell yourself, okay? Everything that you feel discourages you is actually an opportunity to be encouraged. Actually an opportunity to be curious. Okay. Look for that. Now, I love these. There's a lot of these out online about the magic, your comfort zone is here and here's where the magic happens. Look at this, guys. It's literally, dreams are born, fears are conquered, excitement, new skills, new experiences, new friends, fulfillment, growth, new challenges, new attitudes, exhilaration. And I love this one right here with the guy on the mountain who's reached the summit, and it doesn't say, yay, I reached the top of the mountain. It says self-actualization. Guys, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And you actually will learn what that truly means. There's a lot of cliche statements in life that will no longer be cliche to you once you work with us, okay? So here's the first nudge out of your comfort zone. I'm looking at the numbers here because I love to see if anybody hops off or stays on. I want you guys to open yourself up. Listen to the stories you start to tell yourself. Remember, there's you and your thoughts. The owner and the owned, okay? I want you to think about that as we talk about the next part and realize that there is a way through everything. All you got to do is ask for guidance and we will guide you. Okay, so home participants. We have the official participants who will be on the actual TV show Race to 100K. Okay. Now, home participants are not going to be on TV unless we ask them to, as you know, they're shining stars or whatnot. They're not guaranteed to be on TV. So if that's one of your hangups, like, oh, I don't want to be on TV. Well, guess what? You don't have to be. And if you're saying, just a little seed for you, if you say, I don't like reality shows, guess what? That's not true. You don't like your experience of reality shows. People say, I don't like Facebook. Guess what? You don't like your experience of Facebook. Guys, get real with yourself. Start to be honest with yourself. When you change the way you look at things, everything changes, okay? So home participants, there's a $10,000 money back guarantee. Now, let's talk about money back guarantees. Most of the time when people see that in life, it is made to be a manipulation, okay? It is made to make people feel, okay, if I fail, I get my money back. I'll do it. It's made to solidify and continue to perpetuate the victim mentality of our society. Okay, that's the bottom line, the truth. Everything you do is going with us, you'll see is congruent with what we keep saying, that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at are going to change, guys. Everything is going to change. We help you shift and reframe everything to where it's empowering and encouraging, no longer disempowering and discouraging. With that, the money back guarantee works like this. There is a $1,000 deposit for this program. This is a deposit. This is not an income for us. This is money that is 100% intended to give back to you. Now, most people have hangups around money. Oh, I don't have the money. I guarantee you do. One call with me and we would zoom you out and you'd see it, okay? Two, some people say, they don't want to spend money on themselves. That pattern comes up. They don't want to spend money on themselves because they've been self-sacrificial for so long, okay? Some people are like, oh, there it is. There's the scam. There's the reason, right? You guys, all those are those stories I'm talking about. Don't get caught up in what you don't know. Remain open, okay? You can go to 7dayweekendmentors.com right now. You can learn more about the program and you can register right now, pay your deposit, and your pre-work starts immediately. That pre-work is, again, that deep dive that individualizes this program to you. Your time freedom, where it's at right now. Remember, I know just saying the word time freedom to some of you is kind of like, what does he mean freedom? I don't know freedom. Basically, what time you have right now, your personal responsibilities, your life responsibilities, your family, whatever it is you're doing, we help you work around that stuff so you can finally start to break free of those shackles, okay? Shane, you want to add anything onto this before I move on?
Yeah, you know what, guys? When it comes to the deposit, I just want to make it super clear. Our goal is to not help you make $10,000. Our goal is to help you make $100,000. All right, now let's get serious. In any business, in 100 days, making $10,000 for most people is not very much of a challenge. Okay, if you're really doing things, I don't know if there's a business I've ever done where I didn't make at least 10 grand in the first 100 days. So I want to make it clear that is a very modest, very low, subpar goal. Our goal, not to help you make 10 grand. A lot of people could get drunk and stumble into making 10 grand. You could trip, roll down the hill and stumble into $10,000. Okay. So, and again, not to display if maybe you think that that's a high benchmark for a lot of money. It's absolutely not. Okay. In fact, yes, if you think $10,000 is a lot of money, let's smash that out of your head right now. That is not a lot of money. Okay. If you think that's a lot of money, it's always going to be something that's greater and hard to achieve. $10,000, making $10,000 in business is easy. All right. It is very simple. But what is a challenge in 100 days is to make 100 grand. All right. We want to show you how to make $100,000 in 100 days. Okay. So the $1,000, you get that back. Make it super clear. You get that back. Make 10 grand in 100 days. Get your $1,000 back. It's just putting skin in the game. And that basically you'll get to plug into all of our webinars and all of our mentorings and coachings and everything that we're doing from the home participants and the TV participants. And you can see, you can take action. You get the pre-work. You'll go through the stuff. We're going to hold you massively accountable. And it's the way you can put some skin in the game. And if it pinches you, I say good. Because sometimes you need to pinch yourself a little bit to get out of your comfort zone so that you're willing to do the work that needs to be done to change your situation and ultimately better up and level up your life.
Awesome. I love that. Guys, the other thing is, the fact of the matter is this. We have to meet people where they're at, okay? And the truth is that right as of right now, I'm one who wants to break through statistics, and I'll share with you at some point the statistics that I've blasted through and completely defied logic and the laws of man, you could say. Some of you guys know some of those stories and have witnessed them. But the fact of the matter is 1% of the world makes $100,000 in a year, and 5% of America does in a year. So the $10,000, now remember how we talked about the perfect system, all that kind of stuff? The science of this program is made and created to have this benchmark be hit in month 1, okay? Yet again, remember what determines your success, you, okay? So depending on the person and how they flow through this, it could happen sooner, it could happen a little bit later, but it doesn't matter ultimately, because in the end, everybody gets to the same summit, guys. You just got to take your own path, meet yourself where you're at, okay? So real quickly, we're done, guys. Let's just wrap up. If you have any questions at all, reach out to the person that invited you here. Reach out to Shane or I on Messenger. You can use the contact form on our website at 7dayweekendmentors.com, and we will help you zoom out from that tree. You know, we'll help you work through any of your condition limitations. I guarantee you, anything, any reason you have right now that you think is why you cannot do this, I can show you how it can be why you can. Anything you think is in your life circumstance that is discouraging you right now, I can show you how it can encourage you. Literally, guys, it's just a shift in perspective. I have a different view, okay? I've been down this road with thousands and thousands of people, okay? So I'm gonna pass this back to Shane to walk through these last couple ones, and keep an eye out for these webinars. Race day is approaching. We will be doing more webinars like this, offering more value, more insights that apply to every single facet of your life. You can come on these, whether you want to run the race, whether you want to support somebody in the race, whether you want to come on and just get some more value, or if you want to come on and still try to prove us wrong. We're happy to have every single person come on and share with us each time we do these. So why don't you go ahead and finish it off, Shane.
Awesome, Aaron. Okay, guys. So just if you want to do the race, you go to 7dayweekendmentors.com, click on the race to 100K, click that, and then click on register now. You'll be taken to a page where you can pay the $1,000 deposit, and you can get on board right away. You'll get an email, and Yolanda will message you, and she will help you get set up and all started. And then there will be some pre-work that you're going to do, and we will be scheduling some coaching and some guidance things for you to get started with us, okay? Now, if you have questions, please don't even hesitate. Reach out to Aaron or I. We will answer your questions. There's a lot of participants who've been on board so far. We didn't even bring anyone up. Maybe we should have brought some. There's a whole bunch of people who are on this right now who could have given some awesome testimonies. But guys, the main thing is this. If you're having a hard time tackling the idea of paying $1,000 to get some mentoring and coaching so that you can rock your business, you know, everything starts with why, and everything starts with how. You know, like, how can I, maybe if you're in a situation and you're having a hard time seeing the forest through the tree, you have to ask how. So how can I do this? How can I journey? There's options, guys. There's things that you can do and create, but if you limit your potential based off of your current circumstances and situation, then you'll never be able to level up past it, okay? I don't expect people who jump on board with this to be multi-freaking millionaires who've got all their everything together and A-star credit. I don't expect that. You know, ultimately at the end of the day, most people, their lives are, you know, there's areas where they're really strong, and then there's areas where there's a lot of disrepair, okay? And we want to help you. We understand that. Okay, I've been there. I still have things in my life that I've got to balance out. Aaron still has things in his life we got to balance out, work out. We're all working it out in the process. But you have to understand that you have no set of circumstances working against you. Literally everything is working to serve you, and it's working for you if you have the right mental attitude, okay? So you don't need to know every detail. Okay, because if you do, then you're too much here and you're not enough here. You don't have to have all of the data and all of the information. What you do have to have is a heart and a desire to change. And if that's what you've got, then we can help you connect everything else so you can get started with us and get rocking and make this a year that you've never and never will forget. Okay, so again, go to 7dayweekendmentors.com right now. Click on the race to 100K, click on register now, and get started. Any questions, feel free to reach out to Aaron and I.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one and look forward to working with each and every one of you. Good night.
Bye, guys.
'Cause these are the times, these are the days, these are the moments.